HBO's The Last of Us returns with a new season on Max. Every path has a price. 5 years after the events of the first season, Joel and Ellie are drawn into conflict with each other in a world even more dangerous than the one they left behind. CNN calls The Last of Us exquisite, fully realized, and worthy of the hype. The new season of the HBO original series, The Last of Us, premieres April 13th on Max. And listen to the official The Last of Us podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Switch to Verizon Business and get more from your internet without paying more for your internet. Get LTE Business Internet starting at $39 a month when paired with select business mobile plans. That's unlimited data, and with it, unlimited possibilities. Start saving today with Verizon Business, ranked #1 in small business internet customer satisfaction by J.D. Power. Starting price for 25 megabits per second LTE internet plan with smartphone plan savings, plus taxes, fees, and economic adjustment charge. Terms apply. For J.D. Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I wanted to compare the two games, EVE Online and X4 Foundations. And I think a lot of people already kind of know where I'm going to go with this. But no, I'm going to try to remain neutral. I am going to attempt to not say anything bad about X4 Foundations, but yeah, at the rate that the community keeps going, I'm like, yeah, you gonna leave me no choice but to one day just do some like over-the-top roasting video of X4 Foundations, because the community don't know when to just keep their opinions to themselves. And I'm like, fam, I get what I'm doing, all right? This is my podcast, all right? When I go onto my YouTube channel and I'm talking about X4 Foundations, it's my YouTube channel. If you got an issue with me talking about your all-time almighty favorite video game, you go elsewhere and talk about it. I can care less about your opinion, okay? I'm like, it's funny. It's funny because people, they get so upset about that type of stuff, and it's like, you realize I'm, at the end of the day, I'm just laughing at you guys. Like, y'all get that upset and that pressed over me talking about this video game, and it's like, my question is, as you're in my comment sections, right, trying to defend this video game, what is the video game doing for you? What are the developers doing for you? Absolutely nothing. So take that elsewhere, all right? Or just keep your opinions to yourself. I know people going to probably be all like, oh, follow your own advice. I am on my channel. I can say whatever I want to say and do whatever I want to do on my channel. Ain't nobody going to tell me what to do on my own channel. So anyways, but like I said, I am going to remain neutral. I ain't going, be all critical and things. Like I'm gonna be like a professionalized, criticizer and stuff. So, but no, anyways, let's overall talk on these two games. So I think I got into X4 Foundations first, and then I ended up getting into EVE Online afterwards. I'm trying to think, because either I bought X4 Foundations first, I played it for a little bit, realized I wasn't that much of a fan, and then because it requires too much. And then with EVE Online, same business. That's a game where it requires too much, but I will say, a toss-up between both. Yeah, EVE Online, I would say that it's not as threatening as X4 Foundations. I will talk on gameplay, but more so I'm just kind of talking on like menu and just things that you need to overall do. Like I guess like it does kind of like fall in the kind of in the gameplay category and stuff. But yeah, I would say that EVE Online, it's, at least for me, it was a little bit easier. But it's funny because I know people will say that, oh, well, they're two different games. No, they are not. They're one and the same. I feel my thing is because people we're trying to say that with Elite Dangerous and X4 Foundations and Star Citizen. I did this video where I was comparing the three games, and people was like, you just compared three different games. Yeah, that's the point. I'm like, overall, it's still a space sim, correct? I'm like, yeah, they might have different objectives and different missions because obviously, yes, they gotta be different games. Like, I don't know what people were trying to prove with that, but I'm like, yeah, they're all three of them are space simulator games. You get in this, I'm trying to think, Elite Dangerous, I can't remember ever getting into no space combat. They probably do. I just haven't played it yet, but they at least do have whatchamacallit, you could get on the planet and get into a form of combat and stuff. So they kind of got like their own form of combat. But yeah, Star Citizen and X4 Foundation, it's not, I wouldn't say it's one and the same. I would say Star Citizen has a little bit more, because you could actually go to planets and be, doing random stuff and things. But X4 Foundation, yeah, they don't have that. So that's why I'm like, with EVE Online, it's the same way. You can't go to planets, but you could go to these like space stations and kind of just, do random missions missions and random objectives and stuff. So yeah, I would say that between them two games, it's more of a comparison. Although one is single player and the other one is strictly online only. But I mean, at the way that X4 Foundation is how it plays, it's like you might as well be playing online. Because I'm saying like the last time I played X4 Foundation, hold on for a second, because I feel like I feel like I did do a mission. I'm like, or not a mission, but a podcast episode where I was talking, and I'm like, I feel like it was X4 Foundation and Elite Dangerous. Was it Elite Dangerous or EVE Online? Hold on, I gotta check real quick. I don't remember what talking on. No, that's not it. Did I not post that episode? Oh no, I compared Astrox Imperium and EVE Online. Okay. I was like, I had to remember real quick. But nah, anyway, so yeah, talking on the last time I played EVE Online. So the last time I played that, I did download that game again because I was like, I don't know. Lately I've been crashing out a little bit on video games, and so I'm like, nah, let me just go ahead and play that game real quick. Because I mean, it is free. I would say that is the good thing about EVE Online comparing it to X4 Foundation is that it's free. And I don't think they have it where it's like there's all these like DLCs and stuff that you gotta buy. Hold on for a second, I gotta exit out because I did open up a lot of different programs and stuff. Let me look up EVE Online. Do they have DLCs? They probably. Oh, they have like Mastery Pack. There's like Sharpen Your Edge with 15 days of Omega Engine. So it's like kind of like booster things and stuff. But other than that, it's like, yeah, as far as like content, recommended for new players. Oh, they have like a starter thing. I didn't know. So I guess like what overall, it's like if you are doing that. Oh, that just came. They ain't got no reviews for it? Huh, that's weird. I ain't never seen that before. But anyways, they got some, I guess they got some like nice spaceships and stuff. I might have to, but see, I don't know, because I'm like, I ain't trying to have it where I pay $4.99 for that stuff and then end up losing it. So that's why I'm like, nah, I'm not trying to pay no money for nothing and things and end up having to actually lose that. I have to say that probably is the good thing about X4 Foundations. Well, no, I don't no, they do have DLCs, because I did say that, because if you, hold on for a second, let me see how much it costs to get all the DLCs for X4, or not X4, but EVE Online. Dang, $2,000? That is crazy. So there was like, it's because of the Plex. So it's like points that you buy in the game. So I guess, yeah, if you do that, then it's like, yeah, I imagine that, they even have a subscription service thing. I'm like, but I think overall, you don't need to be subscribed to that service to play it and stuff. Like you can, because I'm like, I played at least from what I did play the that stuff for the game for free. Maybe because, hold on for a second, let me just look online. Is EVE Online free? Let's see. Free on X. There's like free to play, but with subscription based system where players can choose to pay for access all the game's features and content. So yeah, I guess like with but with the X4 Foundation, I'm like, even though I ain't got no subscription service, still there's things in that game to where it's like the DLCs and stuff, and the DLCs are kind of pricey from what I remember. Hold on for a second, because I think, yeah, it's like if you buy all they got the game on sale right now. So yeah, that's one thing about X4 Foundation is that and it's Steam Deck verified. I guess that's good for those that are wondering and stuff. But yeah, if you buy right now on sale, let's see how much all that stuff would cost. Oh, so if you actually get everything on sale, it's $66. But I think outside the sale, it was pretty pricey. I was like, it was up there. I can't remember the exact price. But yeah, they overall have it where it's like X Universe, where you get all, because the X games have been out for a while and stuff. So they got X1, 2, 3, and then of course X4 Foundations. So if you were to get all of that stuff, the anniversary collection, it's like $81 while it's on sale. $270. I don't know if that's an 8 or a 0 because of that like slash going down in the middle of it, but it's like $270 something if you get like all the X games. Then X4 Community of the Planets collector. So I think it's like all the X4 Foundation or I think it's like, so because they have like two different type. And I think one, it's like it comes with like spaceships and all that stuff, and that's $44, but it's like $111 outside the sale. So I guess X4 Foundation, in a way, it is cheaper. But at the same time, like I said, EVE Online is free. I think it's just there is some content in the game that you would have to pay for, but I think it's mainly like things to just kind of like help you boost your experience in the game, because that is one thing that I will say about EVE Online that I don't like, is that people just randomly camp out and try to kill you. Now, like I said, X4 Foundation, it is single player. You don't have to overall worry about that stuff. But yeah, I mean, overall gameplay wise, you might as well be playing online, because the last time I played that game, well, actually, no, I was talking on that last time I played. So let me just talk on that. So last time I played EVE Online, like I was actually sitting down and playing it. I got killed by an NPC, but I think that was just overall, because it was a mission that I went to go do where I wasn't, properly equipped to do that mission. And, so yeah, overall, but that's the thing though. I think they do let you know that you're not properly equipped to do that mission. I just wasn't paying attention. X4 Foundation, they don't do that. They send you right out in the middle of a mission, let you know, like, they don't let you know nothing. You go out and try to do the mission, because that's what had happened with me. So EVE Online, I did get killed. X4 Foundation, they had it where I think I had to do some old spy mission, and then that was a process and stuff, trying to do that mission. At least with EVE Online, I know the missions that I was doing in there, they were relatively easy, but X4 Foundation, I'm like, man, they had it, because it's like they have it where you go through this crazy tutorial, and then in EVE Online, like the tutorial, it's like as soon as you start up the game, then they kind of have it where you're going through a tutorial and stuff. But it's not as lengthy as X4 Foundation. I'm trying to think. With the amount of time I put into EVE Online, 3.4 hours. The amount of time I put into X4 Foundation, it was mainly me playing which one? Well, no, so it was a little bit of me playing the tutorial, and then I remember that there was maybe an hour or two of me trying to figure out how to do this mission. But anyways, 8 hours. So I'm like, yeah, you spend a lot of time playing the tutorial on X4 Foundation, and I'm like, bro, they shouldn't have had it where it was set up like that. They should have had it where when you start playing the game, they put you in the middle of the campaign, but also they have it where you do the tutorials but you're progressing through the missions and stuff, because that just seemed like that would have been a lot easier doing it that way versus, let's have it where you play this tutorial, but we're gonna have it where you play all these different types of missions, where most likely a good majority of the stuff that you learn, you're gonna forget it halfway during the mission and stuff. So yeah, I don't know why they did it that way. They should have definitely did things different. But overall, though, I'm like, yeah, I would say that when it comes down to tutorial stuff, yeah, EVE Online is a little bit easier, And when it comes to just overall gameplay and controls and stuff, yeah, EVE Online is a lot easier. I would say that the menus was a little bit confusing, but I feel like that's how it is with most space games, because it's like that with Star Citizen, it's like that with Elite Dangerous, X4 Foundation. Like, yeah, just most space games are a little bit confusing. I'm trying to think. I don't think there's ever been a time where I did play a space game and it wasn't confusing, because I'm like, even if it's like some arcade game like Everspace, or what are some other ones, yeah, it's like space games are just overall confusing. I can't wait for when they come out with a game like those types of games, and but it's simple, it's like they have it where it's just, some simplified missions and things. But yeah, for some reason, they're like, nah, let's just make that all complex and, have it where people are going to be struggling trying to figure out how to play these games. And I'm like, bro, people ain't trying to do all that. It's like, you going to have it. So overall, I know people probably would ask that question between the two, which game is more friendly to beginners and stuff. I would say EVE Online. Like, if you play through all the tutorials and actually, that's the thing with X4 Foundation. You're going to need to play through the tutorials, and you are going to have to write down different types of controls. So I guess like if you're if you don't mind that, then yeah, X4 Foundations, you're gonna have to have one standard notebook and a pen or a pencil, and you're gonna have to write down certain things to remember, because yeah, it's like my thing is this: if you're a gamer like me, because with EVE Online, it wasn't really all that difficult to remember stuff, because I'm like, there's the one game I did compare EVE Online to Astrox Imperium, where I did kind of remember some of the stuff I did in there, and I kind of carried that stuff over in EVE Online. I would say the controls are different, but it's not that much different in things. But with X4 Foundation, it's like they expect you to have like actual NASA experience and stuff when playing that game. As much as people would say, because hold on for a second, let me just see real quick. Do people consider X4 Foundations an easy game? Let's just see. Is this game friendly to new player? Honestly, not too difficult of a learn. No, it's a difficult learning curve. If they have it where you got to play like 3-4 different tutorials, so they got like the beginner tutorial, advanced tutorial, intermediate. No, they give you achievements for that stuff. Hold on for a second. Let me go back to so they have complete all the basic tutorials. Then they're like complete the induction into the facility, requires timeline expansion. I don't have the timeline expansion. I don't know why they gave me an achievement for that, but anyways, and then complete all the intermediate tutorials, and then they do have like some other tutorials following afterwards, and I'm like, fam, I know, bruh, like it's one of those games where you really, and I mean really got to sit down and have some time set aside to it. And it's one of those games where you are going to most likely end up having to watch YouTube tutorials. And I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like having it where I got to play a game and I got to watch YouTube tutorials just to figure out how to do something. I'm like, bro, I'm just trying to, and I feel like when people, they be defending that, it most likely is them YouTubers where they're all like, nah, you're ruining my business. People got to watch my tutorials. No, a video game should not be like that. All the different video games I done played, they ain't never had it set up. There's so many different video games I can name off where it's like one game I'm just looking at right now, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I ain't had to look up no YouTube tutorials on how to play that game. When I played Gran Turismo for the first time, I ain't had to watch no YouTube tutorials on how to play that game. Let me think of some other games I done play. Astrobot. That's a game I have to look at no tutorials on how to play. Even Elden Ring, where it's like, yeah, it's a difficult game, but you more so looking at tutorials on how to defeat enemies, not on how to play or how to control your character and all that stuff. That's pretty much what X4 Foundation is. And I'm like, bro, that's doing too much. I'm like, when I play a game, I'm just trying to play a game. I'm not trying to have it where I'm playing a game, I gotta pause it, go through a tutorial, watch a YouTube tutorial, go back, and it's just a pattern of playing the game, playing the tutorial, watching a YouTube tutorial, playing the game. No, bruh, no. All the games, I'm like, the games I got installed right now, hold on for a second. Tokyo Extreme Racer, let me see, Storm Chasers, let me see some RuneScape. There's this one puzzle game, Cuba 1, the Atlas Cube, Enzoy, Payday 3, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Grand Theft Auto 5, Elite Dangerous, Body Cam, Apex Legends, Gaming Cafe Simulator, Warframe, Ready or Not, A Quiet Place. Let me see all these other Call of Duty, Spec Ops The Line, Hypercharge Unboxed, Mad Max, Deliver Us the Moon, all these different games I done played. Yeah, X4 Foundation, it's one of those games where it's like, if you want to play it, it's a more difficult version of EVE Online, pretty much. So if you're looking for a little bit more of a challenge and you ain't trying to worry about other people, yeah, go for it. Play X4 Foundation. But if you're looking for a game where it's like, I guess like you are going to have to worry about online players and stuff. So I have to say that is the one thing that X4 did good, was that you didn't have to worry about no online players and stuff. But the NPCs, they might as well be online players, as difficult as they are and stuff. So they don't have like no level difficulty thing. Like just the game is a difficult experience and stuff. So if you struggle with that game and you post this somewhere and somebody's all like, oh, you sound like you're having a skill issue. No, you're not having a skill issue. It's just that they made that game over the top challenging for no reason. So anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow or subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.